Hello everyone, and welcome to your Total IT Solutions Telecommute Call Center training video. So we're going to proceed on to get started here. I would say that you all have already logged in or created a user ID and password to actually get into the training to actually reach the video. So I'm going to proceed on to get to the welcome page of the call center training. Also, I would like to mention, since I logged in as a existing user or whatnot, if you've logged into the training only one time, you wouldn't see this screen. This is the screen you see when you log in again. Like once you receive a promotion email and you return to the training and you log in, you want to make sure you click the pencil here to proceed on to re-enter the training once you've already created your user ID and password. So just remember, you click the pencil to proceed on. And then, your first time logging in, you had to select these options or what. So once you are already an existing user in the system, when you log back into the training, these options will already be selected for you. So you would just proceed on. And then you would actually choose the position that you are training for. And I'm going to, since this is the call center training, I'm going to select that we're training for the call center agent trainee. So here we are at the welcome page of the Total IT Solutions Virtual Call Center Training. Hopefully you have read through all this information or whatnot. I'm very sure you read through your duties and responsibilities as a Level 1 HR Call Center Agent for Total IT Solutions. Ensure you read through all these details. These are your responsibilities. They're very, very important. Call center position requirements are as follows. Ensure you read through all of these and understand them. Ensure you listen. These are actually links to listen to live recorded example calls. You must listen to both calls before starting to accept any calls or any company incoming calls, or even adding your number to the call routing system. You should have listened to both of these live recorded calls. Also, you will be taking an exam at the end of your call center training, so ensure you take good notes, pay attention. You will be able to reference back to these pages throughout the exam process. But still, just ensure you take good notes, pay attention, and read through all content. Total IT Solutions call center documents and support websites are as follows. Please read through all of these different tools and websites. Currently, I have each one of these already loaded on the computer here that I'm currently on here in my home office. This is the interview tool. New agent interview tool.totalitSolutions.ws. Make sure you click on the link, go to bookmarks, add this page to bookmarks, and save it in your bookmarks so you can return to it during every phone interview. This is the tool you actually go through during every phone interview. This is your interview tool. call center script. This is your call center script. Ensure that you read fully through your call center script and you fully understand it. Also, you have access to listen to the example live recorded calls right here from your call center script. Always review those calls before accepting phone calls. Only enter your number into the call routing system one time. Here we just created a shortcut for you just in case you had to take the exam more than once, so you would still be able to access the call center call routing database. This will give you access to your interview tool. So if you see in this document here, you have live links to actually open your interview tool right from your call center agent script. Okay. Also, this is gives you access to your call log. So during every phone call, I have my call log running here in the background. You should be documenting your calls. Please visit the pay rate portal for descriptions on calls that is not successful interview calls. You still will be compensated for those calls, but just not at the same pay rate as a successful interview call. So please visit the pay rate portal for more information and details on pay rates. Also, for all you fellow phone agents, ensure you always save this document onto your desktop or whatnot, or you will not be really updating the file. So always make sure your call log, you go to File, Save As, and save it to a area on your computer where you can reopen it and update it when you're taking your calls. Now let's take a look at your call center FQA script. That's frequent asked question script. You'll use this script to answer all frequent questions on the level 1 HR support line. You will never deviate from trying to answer a question from your own knowledge. You will always use and refer to company documentation when actually answering questions for incoming callers. So let's take a look at the FQA script. Okay, here is our FQA script. Okay, so you'll make sure you read through your FQA. Always have it running in your background so you can always access it when doing a level 1 phone support interview. If you get these questions about these topics, you'll have it handy to be able to relay the information to the incoming caller. So read through these frequent asked questions so you will know how to respond to questions that your level 1 incoming callers are going to be asking you when they call in for their level 1 phone interview. So just ensure you understand and know your FQA responses. And again, here we give you access to your invoice call log so you can document every call when you're interviewing, or any incoming calls, just in company information calls or hiring question calls, company orientation question calls. You would make sure you document these calls per your instructions in your example invoice log and your pay rate portal. So refer to the pay rate portal to look at how you would document informative calls and not interview calls when informative calls come into your level 1 interview support queue. You still get paid for those calls. We just need you to document those calls for the correct pay rate that's documented in your pay rate portal. Now let's take a look at your phone system instruction document. This is your phone system instruction document. You got to ensure you really understand this document. Always ensure that you go through it. You have an exam at the end of your call center training, and it's going to ask you about what key combination to push to activate certain type of phone system functions. So you're going to have to use this document, and make sure you have this document running in your background. Save it in your favorites and your bookmarks. Save all these links. That way you always get the updated document. You don't want to save this to your desktop. That way if the company ever changed this document, the server you're pulling it from, you'll always pull the updated document. So what you want to do with all these web tools and your web resources is you want to bookmark them so you can return to them later. Don't save them to your desktop. The only document you want to save to your desktop is your invoice, because you want to update it and you want those changes to be saved so you can invoice it into the accounting department. So you want to make sure you save this file to your desktop on your personal computer hard drive, and all your other tools you want to actually save them in your web browser so you can return to them later. So therefore you always pull in a updated file from the server. This is your invoice log example. You need to review this, and that way you'll know how to fill out your invoice log. So you'll review your invoice log example, go to the pay rate portal, and that way you'll know the rates on informational calls versus interview calls, and you can fill out your invoice log correctly when you send it into invoicing. So we've went through all these documents and web resources. Half of them runs in your browser. You want to save them in your browser, and the other one you want to save to your desktop. And you want to ensure you read all content, cover all content or whatnot, as far as your responsibilities. These responsibilities and these duties here are all accomplished using these tools here that I just actually went through with you. So if you really paid attention to the video training, the call center training should be very self-explanatory to you, and you should be really prepared to make a 90 on your call center exam, so you can proceed on to start answering phones on within the next 24 to 48 hours or whatnot. As I mentioned earlier, when you click here to launch your exam, it's going to launch in a separate window, so you can refer back to your training, use your back button to answer your exam questions. You can even refer back to this video, and it'll help you with your exam questions. But if you take good notes, you won't have to refer back much, because you'll have all your resources still running in your browser windows, and those are where you're going to get your answers from, is from your tools and your resources that you use for your call center position. Now, once you submit your exam and you pass with a 90, if you don't pass with a 90, you can go back and review your answers and correct your correct answer and keep submitting your exam until you actually pass with a 90. At that point, you can proceed on to enter your number into the phone system. There's plenty of shortcuts in your web resources to get to the call routing system. So I'm going to click here to open the call routing system. So once you pass your exam, you'll have access to enter your information into the call routing system. Put in your dedicated number, your email address, and submit your number into the call routing database. Your number will be added to the phone system within 24 to 48 hours, and you should start receiving calls. Please be prepared for your interview process. Please have all web resources saved in your browser, in your favorite bookmarks. That way you can access them quickly. Ensure you have your call script documents and your FQA web resource running in the background when you're performing your phone interviews, and always have your web interview tool up and ready before you start accepting phone calls. It's been a pleasure to be here with you in the training environment. Look forward to seeing you guys, working with you guys. Hopefully the training is very informative. If there's anything needed to be added that would make it more self-explanatory, more efficient, please feel free to shoot an email to the support department. That's support@totalitsolutions.ws. Look forward to working with you, and it was a pleasure to be here with you in the training. Good luck on your exams and much success with your phone interviews.